Hello, everybody. It's Brandon Luna with Calypso Cigar Review Podcast, and I wanted to do a quick introduction because we're doing something a little bit different today. Now, I'm not sure if this is something that other people out there in the blogosphere are doing because I can't watch every cigar blog that's out there, but it's something I thought I would give a try. It's ROTT versus rested. The concept is we took a cigar the day it came in and smoked it right off the truck. So it had been through the mail. Who knows what temperature it had been stored at? Nobody knows. But I wanted to see how different a cigar was smoking it right off the truck versus rested. So we waited about 3 months between the first review to then review it again after it was kept at the correct RH, at the correct temperature, and it's had time for those flavors to marry. So that's what this review is. You get about 6 minutes of the ROTT version of it, and then our regular episode ends up being the rested version of it. If it's something you like, let us know, and we'll try and do it again. It's a long gap between ROTT versus rested, so it does take some time to do these, but I think it's kind of a cool idea, and hopefully you feel the same. Now, also, the cigar we did it with, I didn't know a whole lot about. It was the Viva Republica Rapture, but I thought, for some reason, in my head, it was called the Viva Revolution Rapture. So we called it the wrong name the whole freaking time. I don't know how that happened, but I went through and I changed it. Hopefully it's not noticeable. And hopefully you dig this episode. Let us know what you think. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Calypso Cigar Review Quickie. Today we're doing something a little different with the Quickie. We're doing a ROTT versus rested. So this particular cigar that we're reviewing today is one that I just received in the mail today. It came with no humidity. It came just in a box. And we're going to smoke it right off the shelf to see what we think about it, or right off the truck to go with the ROTT theme. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to give it another smoke in a month and see how it smokes after it's been rested and acclimated and everything else. That is the Viva Republica Rapture in the Perdition size, which is the Robusto. It's a 4.5 by 50. Should go ahead and light. So
pretty traditional.
Mm-hmm.
The cold draw was very tight.
Cold draw is tight, and it's
got a little pepper on the tongue, though.
A little woodsy to me, peppery woodsy.
Yeah.
So this is a Ecuadorian Havana Veluta Abajo wrapper.
All right.
Say that fast 3 times.
Fast.
The binder is Dominican Corojo, and the filler is Nicaraguan Seco, Brazilian Matafina, Dominican Ligero. That sounds pretty damn interesting right there.
Yeah. Although Matafina has a tendency to be kind of boring for Maduro.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a whirl.
We'll see.
First touch there on the first draw, rather. What you think?
I didn't feel like I was getting any fire, so I tried to light a little more, and it's not getting a good draw at all.
It doesn't feel like it's dry, though. I mean, it has a little give to it. It's not real crunchy.
I see mine, no give at all. It feels like I'm squeezing a log. I mean, it's not giving at all.
Like pushing off a log? Or pinching out one?
Rubbing one out. Wow, even on quickies we have to get dirty.
Yeah. It's pretty spicy right off the front.
Mm-hmm. Cedary.
Yeah,
pepper.
very, very cedary, very peppery.
I'm just not happy with the draw, so hopefully that'll open up.
My draw is fine, but I think I cut mine a little more than yours. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Not too much more.
All right, so that's it because it's a quickie. That's the first third. We're going to do about 3 minutes a segment on the ROTT version of this, and then we're going to come back in a month and do 3 minutes a segment on the rested version, but it's going to be all together in one review, so stick around. All right, we're back for the second third of the Viva Republica Rapture in the Perdition size Robusto.
Got a good size ash.
This is the ROTT version of it, so it's right off the truck, just came in today.
I'm not getting any change in the second. It's just kind of had that same flavor the whole way through. I'm debanding as we speak. So.
Yep. Now, to be honest, as far as the right off the truck side of things, it is winter in Texas, and it's been about 40 degrees, 20 degrees. I don't know where this thing came from, so I think it's Pennsylvania. Who knows?
Okay.
But, the weather's been better for cigars than summer, so there may not be a big difference between the right off the truck version of it and the rested version.
Cold doesn't hurt a cigar.
Cold's actually a kind of cigar's friend over heat.
Right.
So
not refrigerated cold.
Yeah.
Natural cold.
So we'll see. I mean, in a month it may be pretty much the same smoke, but right now it's pretty bold. Kind of reminds me of like a Viaje a little bit in the boldness side of things.
Yeah.
It's like a Skull and Bones light or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's the thing is, for the price that this thing is going for right now, I mean, I got a box of this for like $42 or something, so that's really inexpensive. So you could probably classify this as a cheap bastard smoke as well. Mm-hmm. So for that price, hey, we'll see how it goes in second, third, and final third. But right now, pretty tasty. It's a pretty bold cigar.
And you said this is from the La Aurora people? Okay.
Yeah, it comes out of La Aurora factory.
Okay.
And Guillermo Leone was involved.
Notice how
in
I say
this,
Spanish
so-
words better than you do?
Yeah, shut up.
And you're Spanish?
Yeah, shut up. Now quit it. So yeah,
This seems like a pretty good ash. I'm not going to ash it yet because I don't think I'm going to lose it anytime
ash
soon.
mine, just because.
See, I don't see any cracks. It looks like it's got a good foundation, so I'm going to leave it.
The burn line's real distinct too, because the lightness of the wrapper, it's just got a really black burn line on it, which is
My
interesting.
funky burn line's correcting itself. And
It is
almost razor.
correcting itself pretty nicely. Yeah.
Almost razor.
We'll be right back.
And we're back.
For the last third of the ROTT version of the Viva Republica Rapture in the Robusto size, the Perdition.
Yep.
And
We're to the final third now.
yep, and it's very bold cigar.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably medium to full.
Pretty one note.
Yeah, pretty one note. Mostly cedar and spice.
Yeah.
Really no cocoa notes to speak of at this juncture. I mean, it may be different in a month. You never know. But yeah, it's pretty one note, but it's a good one note. I mean, it's a tasty cigar.
I got,
Definitely.
1 3/4 inches of ash before I had to ash it. Probably could have gone a little longer, but it started to look shaky.
Yep. So it definitely does. It has a beautiful ash. Great looking wrapper. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. And coming out of La Aurora, it's pretty bold for what they
Yeah, I
normally
like
put
it.
out over there.
I'm looking forward to the next opportunity.
To smoke it, yeah. Give it a month in the humidor and let it get right, and then see if it's any
Get
different.
right instead of rot.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, Viaje Light. That's what I'm going to call it.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of that Edge Corojo a little.
Oh yeah, I haven't had one of those. I don't think.
I've only had 1 or 2. But if I blind smoked this, I might have guessed that. But if you haven't had it, you're not going to.
Yeah, I'm not going to know that for sure.
Because it's got a little harshness to it also. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be the rot part of
That
it.
might be the raw part of it. Yeah, it's definitely getting harsher in the last third. It's a little more kind of acrid, I guess, is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, and I'm starting to pick up a little ammonia.
Yep.
Which is weird. I usually don't get ammonia at the end. I usually get that
Did at the beginning, yeah, when it was perfectly fine at the beginning. So that's going to be the ROTT version of it. Definitely kind of 1.5 note. Pretty strong, pretty bold for something coming out of La Aurora. And man, it's still pretty darn tasty though. I definitely would smoke it
Yeah,
again.
I'm looking forward to the next time. I think
So-
it'll be interesting.
Keep listening, and we'll get you the month post review, I guess, whatever
There you
you
go.
call that. Yeah.
All right.
Right version. ROTT versus rested.
Rot versus rested.
All right. So this is interesting. This is the first time we've done this, and I think we'll probably do it again. It's an experiment. You guys let us know if it works. But we smoked this a while back when it was ROTT. So this is the Viva Republica Rapture. Sing it, baby.
Rapture, detour, don't take your train, don't strain your brain. You'll be singing in the rain. That was the first rap song that ever charted, and it was by Blondie.
Yep.
Rappers Delight by Sugar Hill
Girl.
Gang. Sugar Hill Gang was the first recognized rap song, but Rapture by a white chick group.
Who was in Playboy?
Yeah, and it wasn't a good issue.
No, she had some danglies, some pancake boobies.
Never really thought she was hot.
I didn't really.
Cover hair.
Nah.
But she was a chick.
Whatever.
Okay.
So this is the rested version of it. We had about 3 months on this. So it's nice to put some time on a cigar and let it see what it becomes. So cold draw.
It's open.
Yeah, very open.
Tinge of sweetness.
Yeah, I'm getting like a chocolatey.
It's coffee sweet, almost like you put a teaspoon of sugar in your coffee sweet.
Teaspoon of sugar helps the medicine
go
go
down.
down.
We were just breaking all copyright rules.
Yeah,
We don't give a
whatever.
fuck.
We can
Fuck
talk to
you.
John about that. He knows about that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We
our
got,
buddy
we,
John.
We got a guy.
We have a
got
guy.
a guy.
We got a guy. So these have had some time in the humidor. 70 degrees, 65 RH, 66, somewhere in there. It was the summer, so I had to fight a little bit to keep the RH, but I kept it. So it's always nice to, if you have a cigar and you don't have a great experience the first time with it, but you just bought it, leave it a little bit.
I really don't remember this. I remember smoking it. So this is really going to be fresh opinions.
It is kind of. I haven't smoked this since then, so.
I mean, I remember us doing this episode, but I don't remember anything about the cigar. So this will be interesting.
Well, because we haven't put it out, so it's been sitting in the can for a while. So.
Oh, so it hasn't been in my rotation of
Listen,
Randy edification
yeah, no.
listening. Where I can,
I'm awesome.
I get
Let's
to hear
listen
my
an
voice.
episode.
Listen, what did I say right there? Let's go back. I want to hear that again. What did I say about Coster? What did I say about Joe Wagner? I said something. That was funny. Okay, I want to rip on myself a little bit.
All right, go for it.
Okay, if you haven't noticed, there's certain celebrities that are in my little
wheelhouse.
Yeah, that they're in my little umbrella of people that I just like.
Mm-hmm.
Costner, Joe Wagner, Luke Wilson, Barry Manilow, Neil Diamond, Steve Carell.
Yes.
Are there any others?
You say Neil Diamond already?
Yes, I Neil Diamond. Maybe Owen Wilson to a degree. I like Luke better than Owen.
Barry Manilow.
I said Barry Manilow.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Those 7 people are untouchable to me. Don't piss me off. You know? And I don't mind being kidded about it. I really, really do not mind being kidded about it. Because, like Nate the other day, he said something and it made me think of a Joe Wagner thing, and I said Joe Wagner, and he rolled his eyes, and I laughed. That makes me crack up. So, yes, people, I am aware that I have this awkwardness. Jennifer Aniston, I guess, to a degree.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston, yeah.
And Jenna Fisher's on the outskirts, but not quite in that umbrella yet. But, so I'm aware. I'm fully aware. I think it's funny. I think it's cool to have celebrities that are cool enough to like that way.
Yeah,
I like them as people. I don't like them because they're, if they were at a bar, I would not walk up going, "Oh my God, you're Kevin Costner." I'd be like, "Hey, Kevin, can I buy you a drink?" Hey, I love Field of Dreams, man. It's something like that. That's how I would do. So that's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
I grew up a huge Fonzie fan, and did I beat Henry Winkler to death?
No.
Just hey.
Respectful.
Yeah, exactly.
Be respectful to your
to the
people that you like,
whose work you respect,
you appreciate. Yeah,
exactly. Do you have any of those people?
I do, but I don't like.
You're not as vocal about it as I am.
I have hero worship, but it was like, for me, hero worship was Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. It was when I was growing up. It was the people that my dad was into, so I was into them. It was like Jimmy Stewart. So when I heard, fuck you. I wish I met Jimmy Stewart. That was cool.
That was the coolest day of my life.
Awesome, yeah. So, I have the hero worship stuff. I met Jackie Chan, really cool dude, very down to earth. He gave me a hug. I mean, that's awesome. How cool is that for a celebrity to give you a hug? He's just such a cool, down to earth guy. But, they're people. I mean, let's be honest.
That's why I like him. That's why Aniston, not so much, because she can't be a person. The paparazzi beats her life to fucking death.
Yeah.
She's kind of on the outskirts. But all the other people are people that you could meet, and you'd walk up and talk to them, and you wouldn't feel nervous. You would just say, hey, that's cool. I'm talking to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Yeah. So Jackie Chan, for me, was a big... I was nervous when I met Jackie Chan. I mean, I sat on the outskirts. My friends were all in the fan club, and they got to meet him, and I wasn't in the fan club because I really wasn't into that type of thing. But he was like... He pointed to me, and they were like, oh, he brought us here because I found out about the book signing. So they told me, and I went over there, and I met him, and I was like, man, I grew up watching the movies, watching them in drive-in theaters, and he was like, "Oh, that's great." And he barely speaks English, so he was just kind of nodding his head a lot. And he's like, "Come here, come here."
He's one of those guys that's always smiling.
Yeah, give me a big old hug. And he was like, took pictures with me and stuff. That's great. He's just such a cool dude.
That's awesome. And the people that I've mentioned, I know Barry Manilow's an exception. I do know 2 people who met Barry Manilow said he was a dick. Wow. Maybe he is.
That's unfortunate.
But all the other people, I know people who have met every one of the people I've talked to, except Joe Wagner. But she's Facebook friends with me, so she's cool.
Yeah.
But everyone else has told me stories of how cool these people are in real life. So that's why I like them. That's cool. I'm debanding.
Okay. So what do you got so far?
Full-blown spice. And this, I don't remember this cigar at all, so I don't remember it being this spicy. But, man, this is a spicy meatball.
Yeah. Very spicy, and there's a lot of leather.
Very, very leather.
There's an earthy grittiness to it. But yeah, tasty.
Good stuff.
I seem to maybe I don't want to say anything about what I remember about it because I really don't
remember anything about it.
It's going to be interesting to put this together and see what we said.
It's going to be in my favorite episode. I'm like, what the fuck were we doing?
This is cool. I don't know anybody that's done this. I can't honestly think of anybody that I've seen.
We're groundbreakers. We're trailblazers, man. We really are.
But ROTT versus Rested. You give it some time. It's going to change the cigar. And I just reviewed a cigar a couple days ago called the L'Atelier Extension de la Racine. And the first third of that cigar was such a turnoff to me. And I was pissed because I love that line. I love the L'Atelier. I love the L'Atelier Maduro. I love what Pete Johnson and his brother are doing over there. And I'm a big fan of those guys, Tatuaje, all that stuff. And the first third of that cigar just threw me for a loop. It was hay, it was grass, it was bitter. I was like, shit. I was pissed. But I just got those cigars. So... second third, last third, it ended up being a very good cigar. It was very complex, had a lot of really cool flavor to it. But my thing when I did that review is I'm going to give it some rest. I'm going to revisit it in 6 months because I know it's probably going to be a different cigar, and it really does take some time for those flavors to marry. And when you get a cigar in the mail, maybe it's had a year on it, but that trip from whoever you bought it from to your house, stuff happens. With the weather, it may have been cold in one city and dry as hell and hot in the next city, and by the time it gets to you, it's not where it should be. It gets shocked. It shocks the tobacco.
Well, one of the prime examples was that La Hoja, the Corojo, the
Corojo.
Black Label.
Yeah.
Black Label. I gave you and Pedro one the day I got them, and none of us were impressed.
Yeah.
We didn't hate it. It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I waited about 3 weeks and gave Pedro one, and I forgot that he was smoking it. Because I was smoking something else. But I'd already had one since then and loved it. And then Pedro's like, damn, this is a good cigar. I'm like, what are you smoking? He goes, that Hoja you gave me. I'm like, oh, I told you, it's fucking good.
Yeah.
And then I gave you one like the next week, and I just said, here, smoke it again. I didn't tell you anything about it. Just said, smoke this again. And you were like, fuck, this is great. And then we gave it a review, and the review was freaking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, certain cigars, they just have to do, well, almost all cigars, really.
Yeah.
They got to be treated right, and they need to be treated with respect. Now, Kirk sent us some cigars. We've already reviewed the one. Those had been in his humidor long enough. They sat in my humidor for a couple of days, so they were fine and no issues. That was a good cigar.
And it burned well, and it was great. But, the thing is like, you don't know when you buy something from a manufacturer or an online rep, you don't know what it's going to be like, what the storage was like or anything. So when you smoke it right out of the box, right off the truck, it may not impress you, and it may not be a total representation of what that cigar is. So give it some time, revisit it in a couple months. Might be different. So far, this is pretty darn tasty.
I don't remember liking it as much as I'm liking it now. This is really good. Yummy.
We've
already gone 10 minutes.
I know. I know. So we're going to take a little break. We'll come back for the second third, let you know what we think. All right, so we're back for the second third of the cigar that we're smoking. The Rapture.
I'm not going to wrap again. Do I have to wrap again?
No, you don't have to wrap again. Look at that ash. I got a straight, solid ash on that first third.
I've got a little bit of a incline, but not bad.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an incline, but nothing that I would have to correct. I'm going to go ahead and ash. But, solid smoke so far. Lots of flavor.
Yeah, I like it better than I remember.
I'd say medium.
Six and a
Yeah,
half.
6 on the medium. Almost full, but not quite yet.
I'm getting a little bit of the nickups. So that's a good sign. Excuse me. That was a nickup.
That was a nickup. Yeah. But it's got a lot of flavor. Very very earthy, very leathery, and spicy. Spicy retrohale.
I would smoke this again. Ooh, major waftage.
Oh, yeah. Lots of spice in that retrohale.
Yeah. I got a runny nose now from the last time I retrohaled.
Just goes to show you. So, yeah. Give your cigars some rest. They will change on you. We're saying that now, not having heard the first time we recorded.
We're going to sound like idiots. We're going to sound like morons.
You never know.
What did we talk about before?
It was like roses in time.
Parsley, sage, rosemary. Never mind.
No, I don't think I've ever
Paul
gotten
Simon's
that.
going to fucking sue us now.
I don't think I've ever gotten that on a cigar. But
That would be interesting. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme
Right.
on a cigar.
that'd be,
Let's come
be
up with
some
one.
kind of
That'd be a
European
tasty
thing.
cigar.
Yeah.
It'd be very floral.
You just eat some chicken and smoke that. And you got
I
chicken
want to
soup.
taste tarragon in a cigar. That'd be
Tarragon?
Let's have some tarragon in a cigar.
All right.
Or some, what's that one, that chicken thing? I told you my wife made a great chicken recipe out of something that you mentioned. Coriander.
Yep.
Some
I've had coriander. I've had coriander in a cigar.
You had that? That
I
would
can't
be
remember
interesting.
which one it was, but yeah, I've had it before. It's not a spice you get all the time, though. It's one of those weird spices. And that one, that La Racine, the L'Atelier, I was getting some crazy shit on that. It was like, it was like very Asian spice, so it had like a, like a jasmine tea kind of thing going on, and then it switched to like a burnt marshmallow. It was like, what? Like, it was all over the place. So it wasn't balanced, but it had a lot of flavor. So I'm kind of hoping that some time will balance it out.
T-I-M-E, not T-H-Y-M-E.
Yes, exactly, yes.
Okay. Ever tell you about my Simon and Garfunkel trivia thing that I blew? I would have won a cruise. Never
No,
told the
what was
story?
this? What?
There's a radio station here. It's an oldie station. And it was named the 3 top 10 hits that Simon Garfunkel had from the movie The Graduate. I called. I knew this, man. I freaking knew it. And I knew it was going to be Mrs. Robinson, Sounds of Silence, and Scarborough Fair Canonical.
Okay.
And my mom kept saying, it's not Scarborough Fair, it's, and I can't remember the other song now. Oh, it's another one of Homeward Bound. I'm like, it's not Homeward Bound. It's Mrs. Robinson, Scarborough Fair, Sounds of Silence. No, it's not. Meanwhile, they answer, and I was the 8th caller or whatever it was. You're the 8th caller. You got the answer. So mother does not know best. I said, Mrs. Robinson, Sounds of Silence, Homeward Bound. And they're like, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I went, Scarborough Fair. And they're like, no, you have to call back.
Crap.
I called back, they did it.
Damn
it would have been a cruise for 2 for 7 days. It's the one I've always wanted to do. Because I'm not a tropical guy.
Yeah.
It was the Alaskan one.
Ooh.
Where you fly to Seattle and then you do the Alaska. Oh, 7 days.
Northern Lights and stuff and all that.
I listened to my mom, and it was wrong.
Damn it.
Don't listen to your mothers.
Well, yeah. Until you're of age. And then, how old were you?
Like 23,
okay,
24.
See, when you're of age,
dude, I'd have gotten laid so much on that cruise. That would have been so awesome.
Yeah, I've never been on a cruise. You ever been on a cruise?
No, that would have been my one time.
There's a cigar cruise, apparently. There's a Rocky Patel cigar cruise.
Rocky does one, yeah.
We should try and get free tickets to that.
We should get a press pass to that, Rocky.
Press pass. Rocky!
We've only done one Rocky, though, and we hated it, so.
we got like 5 Rockies and just love. The 15th is awesome. 92 is great. 90 is pretty good.
99 is awesome for Connecticut. Come on. I keep meaning to reply to Kirk, and hopefully by the time we watch this, but because he reviewed the 90.
Yeah.
And you said what I would have said. I like the 92 better. The 90 is good. It's a good cigar. There's nothing wrong with it. But Matt and I have a theory that it's aged a little too long. It's aged past its prime, that the 92 is really where the flavor is. But somebody gives me a Rocky 90, I'll smoke it all day.
Yeah, I'll smoke it too,
cigar.
yeah.
That's a good cigar. But you're not a fan of the 99. We've only done one Connecticut. We do have the Alec Bradley Connecticut in the queue. Let's put the 99 in the queue.
Okay.
We've done the Dunhill. We loved the Dunhill.
Yeah.
I mean, you even loved the Dunhill.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Really
it was a great cigar.
And if I gave you a Dunhill tomorrow, you'd be like,
I would smoke the crap out of it, yeah.
But let's smoke the 99 again. Maybe within the next 10 episodes, we'll smoke the 99 and just see what it's about. Because we love Rocky, even though we're not supposed to, because we're supporting the evil empire, I guess.
Whatever.
That's the whatever. All right.
I mean, the evil empire, that's Padron and Fuente. Come on, I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I got to I'm going to tell you something. The rep for Don Pepin, or my father was in yesterday. Yesterday. Not when this airs. Yesterday when we taped it.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he feels like my father is positioning itself, and if you think about what he's saying, he's right. That in the next 10 years, they're going to be thought of in the Padron, Fuente, my father. It's going to be that because they have their own factories, they have their own crops.
Yeah.
It's family run, it's family driven. They just happen to be huge. And I think he's right in that regard. I think at one point, those are going to be the big 3 that you're going to think of. You're going to think of Padron, Fuente, my father.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I like a lot of my father. I can't think of a my father cigar that I don't like, really. And even a lot of the people who, they're manufactured at the my father factories, they make a lot of great cigars.
For a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what was that one we just smoked? That was
the
San
Cristobal. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, they know what they're doing over there. They got some great crops, and they know what they're doing. They know how to blend, and I think a lot of that comes to, yes, you're the guy who's making the cigar, but of course they always going to give you recommendations like, yeah, it's good, but maybe you do this, and then tweak it, and boom, it's perfect. So there has to be some of that in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would agree.
And and there's a lot of companies that are doing it. Esteban Carreras produces cigars for other people.
Absolutely. The Bloodline, and there's this place out in Arlington. That's a suburb of Dallas. It's where the Rangers play, and the Cowboys actually play there now too. Their house blend cigar is an Esteban Carreras. So while they're tiny, they're still branching out.
Sam Lacia, the guy we had on the show a couple episodes ago, he's making a new cigar called the Luchador.
Heard about it. Yep.
And it's being made Esteban Carreras.
Yep, I heard that.
So that's cool. I'm looking forward to trying that.
And we joke that we don't have that sponsorship anymore. We still support Esteban Carreras. They're great cigars. We would never endorse them if we did not like their stuff.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is if we're going to have a sponsor on the show, it's because we like the cigars.
Yeah, it's cool to have a sponsor, but
it's because we like the cigars.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to like the cigars to sponsor the cigar.
I will never badmouth an Esteban Carreras cigar. Do I like everything they've made? No. But have they made a lot of stuff that I like? Absolutely.
Yeah.
The rep was in today. He gave me a Chupacabra Maduro. I can't wait to smoke it.
Yeah.
I love that cigar.
That's the thing with cigars. I mean, you can badmouth cigar all you want and say it's crap, but really someone else is going to like it. So it's all palate based.
Yeah.
It's just like, some people like Red Lobster, some people don't. It doesn't mean it's a bad restaurant. It's just not for everybody. So
Okay, yeah. Outback.
Yeah.
Are they the greatest steaks in the world?
No.
No. Are they good steaks? Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. Somebody gave me a gift certificate to Outback tomorrow. I'd be there Friday. If this is Wednesday, I would go on Friday and I would eat at Outback Steakhouse in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
But, to rip on any cigar, I think, is a waste of time.
It is, yeah.
Did we like the Rocky Private Cellar? No.
But there's
did we
plenty of other Rocky.
Did we rip it?
No.
No, we didn't rip it. It just it wasn't what we wanted.
It wasn't for us at that time. There's plenty of other Rocky cigars that are really good cigars that I would smoke any day of the week. I would be happy to have a box of them in my humidor. 15th, all day of the week, there's a box.
Here's a box of 92.
Take it. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of cigars out there from any manufacturer that you could easily fit into your humidor and be happy with it. You know, a lot of people give crap for Gurkha. Gurkha makes some damn good cigars.
The Avenger's good. The G5's good. The Assassin's good. Those
the
are good cigars.
15th, the Aged, whatever that one is.
That one.
Yeah. So I mean, there's good cigars in every blend. You have to find those ones that speak to you, and that's the whole thing. Is a lot of people
mentioned in a long time the rule of 1400.
Yeah, the rule of 1400 from Todd Vance.
From Todd Vance, there are 1,400 cigar companies, and if they all make one cigar that you like, then it's just 1,400 cigars for you to try.
Yep.
And that percentage is pretty accurate. I mean, it's pretty the way it is. I mean, you're gonna find something from somebody that you like.
Yep.
I mentioned in that last episode that that Macanudo Maduro rolled my eyes when I was giving it. It met my needs at that moment, and I liked it. It was a good cigar with the coffee for my long drive. I was happy I had that Macanudo Maduro.
Yeah.
I'd been pissed if I hadn't had that Macanudo Maduro at that moment because I wanted a cigar with my coffee, and it fit the bill.
Yep. So don't, if you get a bad cigar from a manufacturer, guess what? Try a different one. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying go through the whole line and find something you like. There's not, don't do that. That costs a lot of money. But chances are you're going to find something you like. And it goes back to educate yourself. Go to the bloggers. Those guys like us and the bloggers that are out there, those are the guys that smoke a lot. And they're going to tell you what is good out there and what's not so great. And if you find a blogger that has kind of your same flavor profile, like this guy likes a lot of the stuff I like, chances are if he tries something in a line that you're not a fan of and he likes it, you're probably going to like that cigar.
Yeah, exactly. Look at perspective. Look at the perspective of whom you're listening to. It's that's where it all goes into. What is their goal? What are they trying to achieve? And then what is their end result? And go from there.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, it's the golden age of cigars again. I think we're really there. If you're thinking it's not, then you're fooling yourself because there's a lot of great cigars out there. Too many really to try. And guess what? IPCPR is coming up. There's going to be a whole lot more you're going to want to try.
Yeah.
So read those bloggers. Cigar Coop, great blog. I agree with the guy 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, he'll love something and I'll hate it. But that's the way it goes. Seth's Humidor, another one. Guy's got a great palate. He finds a lot of the stuff in cigars that I find, so I tend to go to him if I'm not sure about something. But I'm not going to like everything the guy likes because it could be based on, how I feel this week, what I'm in the mood for, what I ate that week, if I had sinus issues. It could be a lot of things, really, that are going to play into that.
Right.
So,
Blind Man's Puff.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably the best review site ever.
It's great because they don't know what the hell they're smoking.
They don't know what they're smoking.
Yeah.
And that, to me, I'm not a cigar blog guy. I'm not. I mean, yes, I do a podcast. But I'm around cigars
24/7.
87 hours a week or more. So the last thing I want to do when I go home is read about cigars. But I do read everything that Blind Man's Puff does. Kirk's Poolside Cigar Reviews. I watch every one of his videos.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of Desert. I always call it Desert.
Desert
Cigar Reviews.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of theirs. I like their opinions. I don't agree with everything.
Yeah.
Of any of these people.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's people out there that you respect, and hopefully we're among that group because we don't sugarcoat anything.
No.
A lot of people think because we're attached to B&M and we like everything. 40% of the cigars we smoke, we don't even carry here in the store.
True.
We don't. Some of them have been auditions, and that since we've reviewed them, we now carry them in the store. But when we smoked them at the time, they weren't in the store.
Yep.
So it wasn't a coup to, let's make Calypso a bunch of money because we already like this. No, we didn't know.
Yeah.
The Mayembe, we had no idea about the Mayembe.
Mm-hmm. And
We sell the Rocky Private Seller.
Yeah, we do.
Matt loves it.
They
you
do.
and I did
I
not
don't
like
work
it.
here. They do, yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it either. But, it's something they carry, and it's something they sell a lot of. So, hey, other people like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way it goes.
And yet we like Pepin, and it doesn't sell. So, it
Just means more for you to smoke.
it's all palate, it's all subjective. You have your opinion, I've got mine. You know?
True
and
story.
I'm right. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But no, we're kind of riled up because of
It's an impassioned plea, yeah.
It's something happened to a buddy of ours on a review, and we've kind of been a little riled up by that. But
Yeah.
because he got ripped for a reason he did not deserve to be ripped on.
Exactly, yeah. But, that's the way it goes. So, yeah, second third of this, it's got a crap ton of flavor.
I'm almost to the final.
I'm
third.
digging it. I am too. I mean, we're going to get to the final third here real quick. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back for the final third of the Viva Republica Rapture.
Let's fuck up the FCC all. Let's just piss them all off.
Fuck those guys and the FDA. All right, so we're back for the last third of the Viva Republica Rapture. Strong,
Rapture.
very strong in the last third. It's kicking my ass a little bit, actually.
I'm dying to see what we thought about it the first time.
I know, right?
This is good. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Tasty cigar.
I will burn my fingers.
Yep.
Boy, that retro helps. Bit me.
I know, it
Fucking
bites you
ass.
bad, man. It's a strong retrohale. So a lot of pepper on the retrohale. Very leathery. I mean, it's mostly leather and spice at this point. That's what I'm getting on the last third. Yeah.
It's a pepper bomb.
It's an American cigar for Americans because we like the strong stuff.
Okay, I want to ask you a trivia question.
Okay.
And when we have Jason Polar on it will ruin will ruin part of his segment. 'Cause
But will it ruin it?
it will ruin. It probably will ruin it.
All right.
Okay. What percentage of the cigar smokers in the world? Okay, let me rephrase this. Okay, I'm going to word it right.
Take your time.
What percentage of cigars?
Take your time.
I'm trying to.
Take your time.
Shut up. Okay. How do I word this right? Okay. Out of all the cigar
answer is
smokers in the
12.
world, I think it's 13, but let's see. Now, of all the cigar smokers in the world, how many of them are Americans?
Ooh, I think that's a low percentage.
You think?
I don't know. Well, okay. Are we talking current day, 2014?
Yep. What percentage of cigars are smoked by Americans? That's the best way of putting it. For example.
I would say 45.
67%.
Really? Okay.
Of all the cigars smoked in the world are smoked by Americans.
Go
So
America.
It is as American as baseball, and forget Chevrolet because that's not even American anymore.
Apple pie, baby.
Apple pie and baseball, cigars are right up there with
Why is there not an acid apple pie? There should be.
Jonathan Drew. Come on.
Make
think
an
about
acid
that.
apple pie. Make it happen,
I
buddy.
won't smoke it, but I will recommend it if it's good.
I'll smoke it
I'll smoke it once, but
if it has ice cream with it.
okay. That CAO flavor, it's called the Cherry Bomb. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've ever had it.
I don't think I have.
It literally tastes like warm cherry pie with vanilla ice cream on it. And I don't like flavored cigars. But when I smoke that, because that's my favorite dessert, is hot cherry pie with
Oh, man.
ice cream on it. God,
I'm hard pressed to pick between apple pie and cherry pie, but I love a good cherry pie.
Cherry pie is awesome. Feed my cherry,
Cherry
pie.
pie.
We're just killing FCC in this one. We're just like saying fuck you to
What was that?
FCC.
Was that Warrant?
Yes, it was Warrant.
Okay.
They sucked. That song
They were
was
good live. They were really good.
saw Warrant live?
They worked the crowd. I went and saw, it was Motley Crue, Warrant, and Cinderella in the same concert.
Wow, that is an
Motley
80s hair band.
Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood tour.
Oh wow.
And Warrant was, no, sorry, that was Cinderella was first, and they blew the roof off. They were awesome.
Really?
They didn't really play to the crowd, but they played fantastically. The lead singer was like fucking magic on the piano, and songs that didn't even have piano, he's like fucking just going crazy at piano. His piano was like raising up off the stage.
Awesome.
He's like playing,
Awesome.
and it was awesome. And then Warrant came on there, and Warrant's like, we're going to take it down a level. He was like sitting on the end of the stage, just like singing songs to people and stuff and hanging out with the crowd, just having a good time. Mm-hmm. They were fucking awesome. And then Motley Crue blew the roof off. It was a great show.
I have to tell you, I've never been a Motley Crue fan. I don't hate them by any means. I mean, Dr. Feelgood's good. Too Young to Fall in Love. I mean, there's some stuff I liked. But I never really liked them.
I was a fan.
And about, I guess, 3-4 years ago, Vince Neil, by himself, with his own band, was on tour. And he played the Richardson Wildflower Fest. And I remember about 4 songs in, I turned to my buddy, who was a Motley Crue fan. And I said, I get it now. Vince Neil is an incredible frontman.
He's a very good frontman, yeah.
Good Lord. That dude could work a crowd. He tells funny stories. He gets the crowd engaged. He'll tell you stories about the song they're about to do.
Yep.
And then he'll do it. And he did a lot of Motley Crue songs, but he did some covers of other people's stuff. And the band's Sweet. Not many people know Sweet.
Sweet.
Fox on the Run, Ballroom Blitz. They opened for, they were the opening act before Vince Neil showed up. And he was like, you know that band Sweet that just played? I covered one of their songs on my new album. And I'm going to do it now. And he was so excited. It was like, he was like pumped.
Yeah.
And this is Vince Neil. He's got 1,000 times more money than anybody in Sweet has.
Yeah.
But he was so like pumped that he's going to do a Sweet song in front of Sweet. And he was so energetic. And he got me. I was like, I can't wait to hear this next song. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know? And he did it. And I was like, that was fucking badass.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, a good frontman can win over a crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you like their music or not, if you're a good frontman, boom, you got it.
Yep.
And that's why, and I'm going to retro, people like Manilow and Neil Diamond and stuff, yeah, they might not be your cup of tea, but watch them work a stage. Go to a concert, whether you like them or not, go to one of their concerts and watch them work, and you're like, oh, I get it. Because it takes someone special to stand on a stage in front of 10,000 people and get them in the palm of their hands within a matter of seconds. And that's awesome. And I saw that with Vince Neil, and I was like, I'm now a Motley Crue fan, and I would never have thought I would ever be a Motley Crue fan. And I've got them on my playlist. I love Motley Crue, and it was only because I saw Vince Neil and went, yes, that dude works it.
Yep, I had never seen him, and that was my first concert. And they were already they had kind of trailed off. They had Shout at the Devil, and then they had a couple of crap ones, and they had Dr. Feelgood.
Right.
Dr. Feelgood was their comeback one, and it was really friends convinced me to go. It's like, let's go see Motley Crue. I'm like, Motley Crue. It's like, let's go see it. The album had just come out. They had I think it was it wasn't Dr. Feelgood. It was whatever the fucking song was. It was on the radio, and it was a good song. And I was like, okay, fine, let's go. It was a good concert, but I mean, every single band in that concert really delivered. Like they had just a great stage presence. They sounded great, and they blew it off. I mean, it was just fantastic concert. It was one of my favorite concerts that I've been to, besides Kiss. Yeah. And it was Kiss and Van Halen, so you can't fall.
That's pretty good Kiss.
Van Halen was freaking David Lee Roth was the front man of all frontmans. He was just like funny.
He is up there.
He was just cracking jokes, and like him and Eddie were like. Him and it wasn't even real him. It was whoever the bass player is. I don't remember his name. Him and the bass player were playing off each other so well. They were like cracking jokes back and forth with each other, and it was awesome. And Eddie was like, who'd always look at his brother, and his brother would be like, "Time to get back to music," and he'd start the drums again. You know, so they have to like stop the funny stuff and get back to the band. You know, but I mean, my dad even like had never heard of Van Halen at that time. It was when Gene Simmons was producing Van Halen. And my dad left that concert going, Kiss was good, but that band who opened for him, that guy was fucking jumping, doing splits, and just good. That guy was awesome,
David
man.
Roth is one of the greatest frontmen.
He's
ever.
like that. Their cover of like "You Really Got Me" was freaking awesome. I'm like, it was great.
Yeah. Well, there's a funny you can find out on YouTube. Vince Neil talks about Barry Manilow and Neil Diamond, which is weird because they were playing Vegas at the time, and Manilow was at the time the highest paid performer in Vegas. And I asked him about that, and he said, yeah, well, his wife was a big Manilow fan, and says he walks into Barry's dressing room, and there's a picture of Barry and Vince Neil hugging each other, and that's in Barry's dressing room.
That's cool.
And he thought that was cool. And he said that, so then he said they did the Dr. Feelgood tour years ago. This is before that.
Yeah.
They did the Dr. Feelgood tour, and they had heard rumors that Neil Diamond was in the concert, and they tried to get him to come backstage. They couldn't find Neil Diamond. And they were like, this is cool. Neil Diamond's at our concert? This is fucking cool. Well, so then Neil Diamond came to play in a city that they were performing the night after, so they decided, let's go see Neil Diamond. he copied their Dr. Feelgood sign for his thing, but he put Neil Diamond on it. So he went backstage and they went, "You copied our sign?" He goes, "I was hoping you didn't notice that." And then he's like, "You gonna sue me?" They're like, "No, Neil Diamond copied our fucking sign. This is fucking cool." But so even if you're a hard rocker and stuff, you like, if it's good, you like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes back to cigars. If it's good, you like it. It doesn't matter if you're supposed to like it, your friends like it, your bloggers like it, your reviewers like it. Doesn't matter. If you like it, it's a good cigar.
Yep, which goes back to the old adage, smoke what you like and like what you smoke.
Yep, exactly.
It's a great adage. It speaks volumes to truth. I mean, if there's a cigar that you like, your friends don't like, who cares? You know what? You get to smoke them, they smoke something else.
Yeah.
You know, so
exactly.
That's awesome.
And what other show is going to tie Vince Neil, Neil Diamond, and Barry Manilow to cigars?
Except
nobody
for
is
us.
going to do that but us. We can do that. Because we research and we read this shit.
So go see live bands, because live music is awesome. If you can find live music in your area, go see it. It's a great way to connect with the bands. Hear the music you like live. A good live band is so much better than a CD. It's not even...
Absolutely. Rolling Stone is a rock and roll magazine.
Yeah.
That's who they are.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone calls Barry Manilow the showman of our generation. Rolling Stone, say that again. Rolling Stone calls Barry Manilow the showman of our generation.
Okay.
That means that guy works the fucking crowd. He's not standing there hiding behind his 40 hits that he's got.
Yeah.
And just making a greatest hits album for the audience to listen to while he performs and blah blah and collects his $100,000 or whatever he gets for a show.
Yeah.
He works it every fucking night, and Rolling Stone fucking acknowledges that.
Yeah.
Vince Neil, not a Motley Crue guy, won me over. Won me the fuck over. I downloaded 4 Motley Crue albums after watching Vince Neil perform.
Yep.
After growing up thinking Motley Crue was just
Crap.
that, a Motley Crue.
Yeah.
They were just, ugh. Yeah.
It's funny because I downloaded Motley Crue recently too, and they have extended versions of their albums as when how music companies are. They release the deluxe version, and they have like cuts on their album at the end, which are like the demo cuts. So much energy in those demo cuts versus the ones that they produced. It's just so weird listening to that now because it's like you can tell they had like a lot of fire in them, but it's not necessarily better than the one that they released, but it's different.
Yeah. Well, I have a friend. We'll do this. I know we're running long, but we love to talk music. I mean,
we do.
We don't talk music enough. We talk movies more than we do
we need
music.
to talk music
but
more.
I have a buddy. He went to University of South Carolina during the exact time that Hootie and the Blowfish was at University of South Carolina, and so he would go to bars and he would hear the Cracked Review album, which is the 4th or 5th biggest selling album of all time, the first Hootie and the Blowfish album. And so he'd heard all these songs over and over and over again, and he said he had drinks with everyone at Hootie and the Blowfish for years while they were in school. They were in the exact same time frames, and the freshmen at the same time. And when the album came out, all the people that went to University of South Carolina hated that album because they watered down every version of every song on there. Yeah. Now the rest of the world loved it and bought into it and got it because they didn't know what they were doing in bars. But at bars, they were like, these songs are great. And then they heard the album and were like, I was disappointed. But we didn't know that. We just heard the albums and went, oh, this is great. This is stuff we haven't heard before. It's kind of country. It's kind of rock. It's kind of soul. It's kind of this. And we, But you know what's weird is that Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette and Cracked Review by Hootie and the Blowfish came out the same year. And they're both in the top 10 biggest selling albums of all time. When has there ever been a year that 2 albums sold 20 million records in the same year?
Look it up, people. I have no idea.
That doesn't happen. That's pretty fucking incredible. 1994, 95 was the best music era for me, anyway. It was when I grasped popular music to the nth degree, and had good stuff to listen to. So yeah, I'm rambling.
Yeah, I get you though, man. I mean, music industry is,
Adele's last album that was huge and it was on the charts for 3 years. It's like 9 million.
Yeah.
And that's been on the charts for 3 years, and it's at 9 million.
Music's changed a lot, though, man. I mean, iTunes
but
really.
Because of iTunes, they're buying singles again.
Yeah.
We're
it's
now
like the 60s.
We're like
the 50s and the 60s.
We're like the 50s now,
exactly.
where people buy singles now. They don't buy albums.
I know.
Anymore.
And that sucks for album rock because there's no such thing as a good album anymore. It's like you got 3 good songs. They're the ones they released, and then you got the crap that they had to do because they wanted to make an album.
Yeah. And you can only buy the 3. If you want to, you just buy the 3 songs.
Yeah.
Which is what it was back.
And that's all you need. You know, you can't buy a Rihanna album and get a good album. You'll get the 2 songs you heard on the radio and crap.
Or Katy Perry or Pink.
Exactly. That's the way it is now.
Stuff, you know. But that Adele album did have a lot of great stuff on it.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is I picked all 4 songs that were going to be hits on that.
Yeah.
I bought that album.
Oh, I used to do it all the time.
I went, these 4 songs, Set Fire to the Rain. That was the 4th one that was released as a hit, I think. And I picked that as the 2nd hit. I knew that was going to. I knew that song was going to be a big hit.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Good cigar, by the way. Yeah. I mean, finger burning, serious. Yeah. I can't smoke it anymore. It's too close to the fire there.
I'm going to keep smoking it.
It's good. It's a good cigar. So yeah, I don't know.
I can't wait to see what we said the first time.
I don't know what we said the first time, but ROTT versus.
I've drank since then.
Yeah, it's a good cigar. So yeah, this is one of those cigars, and I mentioned this in the first part, but it did really gangbusters at the IPCPR, and then it just kind of went, and it didn't really get the promotion.
Well, that happens a lot with Bloodline, with Nika Ruska even.
Yeah,
that
it does.
hasn't met the popularity that we thought it would.
Yeah. So it happens, but it's a good cigar. So check out Viva Republica Rapture. All right,
the
so
first
check us
rap
out.
song ever, though, by the way.
Yeah, first rap song that hit it big.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill Gang. Sorry.
Although that's a good song.
That is a good song. Yeah.
Remember the old lady in Wedding Singer? That's the best
great.
singing Wedding
That's
Singer.
the best singer. That's the best thing about Wedding Singer. Oh, I just introduced my daughter to Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
And she loved it. She loved
early
it.
Adam Sandler, not bad.
Yep.
Current Adam Sandler, oh my god.
Yeah, bad. Once you get to, I think Click was pretty much the, even
Click
before
was
Click.
okay.
Click was okay.
Okay, just go with it because you had
I
Jennifer
didn't see
Aniston
that
in
one.
bikini.
I didn't see it. I didn't see
Okay,
it.
Jennifer Aniston in a bikini and Brooklyn Decker in a bikini. It's worth watching for that alone. But no, Click was probably his last decent movie.
Yeah,
With the great Kate Beckinsale.
Yes.
Number 3 on my list. Number 2 on your list.
She's hot.
We had her pretty
Hot
high.
stuff.
You had her
She's
2, I
hot
had her
stuff.
3.
Yeah.
And a vampire. And my buddy
Again,
Jill. You're going to get
yes.
to see her being a vampire. You've never seen her being a
Nice.
vampire.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm going to give it to you on Friday.
Looking forward to kicking ass, too.
Yeah,
That's
she
going to be
kicks
cool.
ass. She's cool at kicking ass.
In the Blade TV series.
Which, if you can find. Got to support my buddy, man.
Is it on Amazon or something? I have no idea.
I don't know if that's on Amazon, but her first movie's on Amazon, and it's not a good movie, and she's green.
Check out Splinter.
Splinter's a
Check out
great
Splinter
movie.
for sure.
We're trying to get her on the show, and I think we're going to get her.
Ooh.
It might be a few months, but I think we're going to be able to get Jill Wagner on the
We're
show.
going to try like crazy. All right. So as always, guys, check us out all the normal places you can check us out at. iTunes, Podomatic, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podomatic.
I wanted to say Slammer. It's not, but
Podcast Land.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
iTunes. If you type in cigar review on Google, we're in the first page.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
But even if you just type in Calypso Cigar,
Yep.
we're the first
If you're in
4.
iTunes and you type in cigar review, we're in
third, I think.
third or second
third
or
or
third,
fourth,
something
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
And when you type in the top 100, we're always in the top 100. We get
Yes.
like 20 episodes in the top 100.
Give us those reviews. We want those 5-star reviews, and just tell us what you think. We'd love it.
Be badass.
As always, great smoking with you.
See you later, Brandon.
See you later, Randy.